There's a guy who parks his 2011 Honda Civic in the same lot every morning. Faded paint, a small dent on the rear bumper, nothing special. His coworkers look out the window of the office, staring at that car, and they assume he's struggling. They figure he's living paycheck to paycheck, probably one blown tire or one trip to the ER away from absolute financial ruin. But let me stop right here and ask you a question. Have you ever met someone who constantly flexes their designer clothes, the newest iPhone, and a flashy car, but secretly complains about gas prices and splitting the bill at Applebee's? Drop a guilty in the comments if you know exactly who I'm talking about. Here's the ultimate reality check. What those judgmental coworkers do not know is that this struggling guy with the dented Civic has $4.2 million sitting quietly in index funds. His house in the suburbs? Completely paid off. His kids' 529 college funds? Fully maxed out. He could walk into his boss's office, quit his job tomorrow, and never work another day in his life. He chooses to drive that Civic on purpose. According to research from the legendary personal finance book, The Millionaire Next Door, the median price actual millionaires pay for their cars is just $31,367. An Experian automotive study found something that will blow your mind. 61% of people earning over $250,000 a year drive Hondas, Toyotas, or Fords. Not BMWs, not Mercedes, just regular, everyday cars that blend into any Walmart or Target parking lot in America. Meanwhile, 8% of people earning under $100,000 own luxury vehicles. Let that sink in for a second. We have people out here taking out 84-month loans, spending $60,000 on a car while making $50,000 a year at their corporate 9-to-5. Make it make sense. One group looks wealthy on Instagram. The other group actually has wealth in their brokerage accounts. And trust me, these are rarely the same people. This video isn't about being cheap. It is about mastering a personal finance strategy that most people never figure out. Looking poor, or what we call stealth wealth, might be the most important wealth-building strategy you ever adopt. The research on this is overwhelming. The people who actually build generational wealth behave absolutely nothing like the people who just appear wealthy. Thomas Stanley and William Danko spent decades studying millionaires across America, and their findings shattered every assumption we have. 80% of millionaires are first-generation affluent. They did not inherit trust funds. They built it themselves through smart money management and financial independence. Half of them have lived in the exact same house for more than 20 years. They are way more likely to drive an F-150 than a Bentley. The researchers found that millionaires were heavily clustered in middle-class and blue-collar neighborhoods, not in those gated HOA communities with massive mansions. The explanation is painfully simple. High-income, white-collar professionals tend to blow their paychecks on luxury goods to keep up with the Joneses. They're playing a visibility game. They want everyone at the Sunday Super Bowl party to know they have made it. But actual wealth builders play a completely different game. They've done the math. They understand that every single dollar spent on looking rich is a dollar that cannot compound in the S&P 500 over the next 30 years. Dave Ramsey's research confirms this exact pattern. The top car brands driven by millionaires? Toyota is number 1, Honda is number 2, Ford is number 3. BMW doesn't even show up until number 6, and Mercedes didn't even crack the list. Think about the billionaires. Jeff Bezos drove a Honda Accord for years after becoming wealthy. Mark Zuckerberg is constantly spotted in an Acura. Google co-founder Larry Page drove a Toyota Prius. Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors in history, still lives in the same Omaha house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. These are not people who cannot afford a Rolls-Royce. These are people who decided that looking wealthy isn't worth the cost of actually being wealthy. Let's talk about the psychology here. Over a century ago, sociologist Thorsten Veblen introduced the concept of consumptive consumption. Basically, people don't buy luxury products for their usefulness, they buy them to send a signal. A $50,000 Rolex tells time exactly as well as a $50 Casio watch. That extra $49,950 just buys you a neon sign that screams, "Please look at me, I have status." But the irony is brutal. The pursuit of appearing wealthy is the exact trap that prevents actual wealth. Think about it. Every leased BMW represents a monthly car payment that could have gone into your 401k. Every designer Gucci handbag represents shares of index funds that you didn't buy. Every status symbol has a massive opportunity cost, measured in decades of compound interest. Let me ask you this. How many people do you know who have a closet full of designer sneakers, but absolutely zero in their savings account? Let me know in the comments. A 2025 Empower study found that 62% of everyday millionaires still use a budget, shop for deals, and avoid extravagant lifestyles even after hitting that $1 million net worth. Yeah, they're out there clipping digital coupons on the Kroger app while sitting on $1 million. They understand that the habits that built their wealth are the exact same habits required to keep it. Plus, visible wealth puts a massive target on your back. High net worth individuals are 43% more likely to experience identity theft compared to the general population. Hackers and scammers use social media to track your luxury vacations and expensive purchases. Looking rich advertises exactly what you have for criminals to steal. Looking poor protects it. Then there's the social pressure. When you pull up in a brand new Mercedes, your friends suddenly expect you to cover the $200 dinner tab. When you move into a wealthy neighborhood, you suddenly feel the need to upgrade your patio furniture to match your neighbors. Status is relational. But the guy driving the old Honda, he flies under the radar. Nobody expects him to pay more than his share. The contractor quoting a kitchen remodel doesn't overcharge him because he doesn't see a fancy car in the driveway. Warren Buffett once said he never worried about being overcharged because nobody knew he was rich. Looking ordinary means you pay the regular rate. Looking rich means you pay the wealth tax on everything you buy. Even in the workplace, stealth wealth is a superpower. If your boss thinks you're hungry and need the paycheck, they don't question your commitment. Meanwhile, because you have passive income and a massive emergency fund, you have true FU money. You can negotiate from a place of absolute power because you genuinely don't need the job. You can take risks that the guy drowning in Tesla payments simply cannot take. And let's not forget the family dynamics. Giving too much money to your kids makes them lazy. We've all seen the spoiled trust fund kids who have zero work ethic. Parents who look middle class but are quietly wealthy raise self-reliant kids simply because the kids don't know there's a massive safety net waiting to catch them. At the end of the day, visible purchases deliver diminishing emotional returns. That new luxury SUV feels amazing for about 3 weeks, and then it's just traffic, but the payment stays for 7 years. Invisible wealth, having a massive net worth, provides a constant, deep sense of security that never fades. You sleep better knowing you can handle any financial emergency. Let's look at the math. Someone earning $200,000 a year who saves 25% accumulates $50,000 annually. Invested over 25 years at 7% return, that grows to $3.4 million. Now, take someone earning that same $200,000, but they only save 5% because they're financing a luxury lifestyle to look rich on TikTok. They accumulate $10,000 a year, which grows to just $680,000 over 25 years. The first person looks middle class but is actually wealthy. The second person looks incredibly wealthy but is financially fragile. Which one would you rather be? Success is not about the things you can buy. Success is the ultimate freedom you purchase with the money you didn't spend. That 2011 Honda Civic in the parking lot represents a choice to value compound growth over social approval. The coworkers who mock that old car are the exact same people who will be forced to work until they're 75 years old because their lifestyle inflated to match their paycheck. Meanwhile, the guy in the Civic bought his freedom. Look, if you want to keep playing the fake rich game, financing things you cannot afford to impress people you don't even like, and working until your knees give out just to pay off your auto loans, feel free to click away and forget this channel entirely. Keep swiping your credit card. But if you actually want to build generational wealth, achieve real financial independence, and retire on your own terms, you know exactly where to find us next time. Those who understand the true power of stealth wealth stick around. The choice is yours. See you in the next one.